This is gonna be kind of a dark video. I haven't actually talked about all of these things in kind of one sitting, so it's gonna be a ride today, tonight. Guys, my name is Taylor, and if you don't know, I'm currently living in Bali, Indonesia. I've been here for about 7 weeks now, and I have seriously loved every part of it, the good and the bad. But today I want to sit down and kind of talk about the bad, because vloggers and Instagram people, like, they show you the beaches, the beach bars, the partying, like all this good stuff. But I really want to sit down and kind of explain the rougher side of being a solo female traveler, or just a traveler in Bali in general, Indonesia, and hopefully give you guys some tips. I have been through a lot more than most people these past 7 weeks, and I mean, I've been through a lot, so I figured I could at least share my story and kind of tell you guys what I've learned, and hopefully you guys can prevent it or just be aware or be careful or cautious. And so let's get into it. So first we're going to kind of dive into the worst thing that's happened to me so far, and that is catching a man in my villa at 2:30 in the morning. Actually, about 4 days ago, I came home from a night out with my friends and I was showering. I left my curtains open, my doors were locked, but I was starting to hear something, so I went outside and I found this man in my villa, and he was climbing over the wall onto my property. And I was just like, hello. I had my flashlight on him. I was very caught off guard. I just didn't expect to see someone unknown on my property. And I was like, hello. And he was like, hi. I was like, could you leave, please? And he was like, so scared telling the story. I locked the door. Basically, I was like, can you leave, please? Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should scream. Like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know any better. And he was just kind of like, yeah. And I know he didn't mean to do me any physical harm. There's a lot of crime right now. There's a lot of petty theft. A lot of people are getting stuff stolen because it's hard times and it's COVID. And honestly, like I said, I know he didn't mean to do me any harm. I just can't help but think, like, what if I was sleeping? Was he gonna come in my room? Was I gonna wake up to this man above me? Was I gonna wake up to him trying to open my door? Like, it's very scary, and as a solo female traveler, those things, it's honestly your worst nightmare. And to happen like 2:30 in the morning, it's honestly really scary. My friend came and got me, and I stayed at my friend's house, and I immediately changed villas the next day. But still pretty traumatizing, and I don't think I've even really processed it. I've talked to Airbnb, we're getting it resolved, I'm getting a refund, but it's not that. It's just like the fact that I felt so safe in an area, and I was careful. I locked my doors, I kept my stuff in a security deposit box. I did everything that I could, and I still had this issue. It's not the Indonesian people. I feel safe in this country, honestly. It's just something that's been happening lately, and you just need to be very aware. You need to lock up all of your valuables. You need to lock your doors. You need to be cautious, if aware of your surroundings. Like, if you think you're being careful, take it to the next notch and be even more careful. Ladies, you can do some self-defense classes. You can have pepper spray. There are ways. I probably should have handled it better, but in that moment I was so shocked. So it definitely, being someone that's traveled to 10 countries alone, I really never put myself in this position, and now I'm going to think about ways that I could protect myself more, and definitely be more prepared, because I was very, very lucky, and it could have been really bad. It like scares me to like think about it. But I'm very thankful I'm okay, and he didn't steal anything, he didn't do anything to me, he didn't touch me. I'm very, very lucky, and a lot of people have not been so lucky. So it's a safe honestly, like, it is a safe country. If I was in Miami, I probably would have gotten shot. Like, if I was in some other country, I might have been sex trafficked. I mean, it happens, and you don't know. It's like bad things, like you don't know it could happen to you until it happens to you. So definitely be careful. And yeah, kind of funny that I said that that was the worst thing that happened to me, but this next following thing has happened twice, and it could be just as scary. I've been followed on the scooter at night twice now. The first time both times I was with my friends. Thank God I wasn't alone. So ladies, please, if you're driving at night, do not drive alone, and keep your valuables underneath your scooter. Keep them locked. I keep my phone in the pocket, but I know I shouldn't. I just need it for GPS. Sometimes I tuck it in my pants if I'm not safe, or if I see someone driving close to me, I'll put my knee over my phone so they can't like reach in. Also, there's been a lot of issues with guys. Like, I just heard recently that this guy drove up to this girl and put his hand on her thigh. I've heard of guys doing other nasty things while following girls. Not to drive at night, and if you do drive with someone, preferably a guy, because honestly it's really hard to be a girl sometimes and do these things alone. So first time that I was followed, this guy, he was just kind of, I noticed him on me and I was kind of like getting suspicious, and then he ended up driving kind of like next to me and he just looked at us. Like, he was just driving and looked at us. It was so creepy, and I just kind of like drove fast and kind of got him off, and then I flicked him off. Honestly, that was just kind of the road rage in me. I was like, what the heck. Second time, which was the scariest time, I noticed this guy was starting to follow me and he was riding my butt. Like, he was so close to me, and I would try to speed up and like slow down so he could pass me, and he wouldn't. So then at this point I was super uncomfortable. After a while I knew it was like, all right, I was aware and now I'm like very aware. So I pulled off and really quick, so he kept going. Like, I didn't put my blinker on it or anything, like to give him a chance to follow us, and then he kind of drove past and drove really slow. So I kind of waited for him to get up, and then I started driving kind of behind, far enough from behind him, but I was continuing driving because I thought he was done maybe playing games. And then he ended up pulling off, and I passed him, and I looked down at the road that he pulled down, and he was looking back and watching us. And that confirmed that I knew he was following us, and thank God that I was aware. I always look in my rearview mirrors, and I don't know what his intentions were. Maybe he was looking to take our bags, maybe he was looking to follow us, but I just hauled butt. And then I had 2 turns coming up, so I just quickly turned. I passed a car, got in front of that one, and like tried to kind of blend in, even though the roads aren't as busy right now. These things are happening, and you really can't prepare for that. Always looking over my shoulder, basically. I keep looking over my shoulder now. I'm still scared. Thinking about all these things at once, it's hard. I try to play tough, but after a while it's like, all right, this is a lot more than I've ever handled before. But that's part of it, and it's all learning experience, and I'm learning from everything, and it's making me a better person, a better traveler, and just I'm badass, I'm brave. Next up, I have been in 2 accidents here. The first one was it was my 3rd day in Bali, and honestly I just wasn't used to driving on the left side of the road, and turning right is kind of confusing. I'm used to having the right of way. So I was coming out of a shortcut. If you've been to Bali, you know that is probably one of the roughest roads you've ever been on in your life. It's hard. It was overwhelming. Pulling out, and there's like a little pole in the way. I couldn't really see. I couldn't see the light of the scooter coming. So I kind of pulled out and I stopped, but they didn't stop. So then we collided, and I got a pretty gnarly scar on my leg, and that was resolved. I was so sorry. I was like, I truly, I hope that no one comes for me for these things, but it was a Bali kiss. I mean, everyone gets one, everyone gets an accident. The people were okay. They didn't have any scratches on them. They were fine. And then the second little scooter incident, I was driving behind a friend, and my friend missed his road, so we just kind of like stopped at a halt, and I was coming behind him, and I just like slammed on the brakes, and I was fine. Like, I just, like, my scooter just stopped, but like the weight of it just went boop, and it went on its side, and I got like a little bruise, but that one didn't hurt anyone or anything. That was just my own fault. It's not really a scooter accident, it's just like a little hiccup that I've been in. And last but not least, which honestly could be one of the worst things also, I don't even know how to prepare someone for this one, but when you're connecting to Wi-Fi, make sure it is a secure network. I don't know, I guess I logged on to some unsecure network, and my information was stolen and it was sold to a hacker who was back in the States. The hacker took my Instagram information and I didn't have my two-factor authorization on. I know I messed up. If you just put it on now, do not be like me and not put it on, because I almost lost everything. Luckily, he was reading my messages and he was messaging people that he shouldn't have, but my friend ended up messaging him and was like, Taylor wants her Instagram back, basically, what can she do, how much? And he ended up sending his Venmo, so we had a bunch of messages on Venmo. I would request like $1 from him. In the notes, I would be like, hey, can I please have my Instagram back? Like, how much? We negotiated a price. It was like $500, $250, and talked him down to like $148. And I met this really cool guy at this cafe, and he kind of helped me make a message. And he was like, just say that's all you have. And the hacker was nice enough to give me my information back, and I made him promise that he wouldn't try to log back on because he changed the email and the phone number. And I thought maybe he would get like a notification saying, hey, like the email changed, like do you want to revert it? So I was scared, but everything is back to normal. My debit card information got stolen. He said he didn't steal it. He said someone was selling all my information online. That's how I knew. And canceled my debit card, and then I luckily somehow got it shipped here. They went to my Facebook and my Snapchat, but I set up all of my two-factor authorizations the moment that I got my information back, changed all my passwords, so I'm good in that department. Really hard. And at that time my friend was leaving, and it was just kind of like, it was just overwhelming. I was like super alone in this villa, everything's stolen. I didn't know what information they had. I don't know what dirt they had on me. They were posting on my story like Bali meetups with me in a bikini. They could have been really bad. I mean, you're like, you don't, that's your entire life, you know? And it was just social media, but it's hard because so many pictures and videos that I don't have saved. Those are my memories. Like, it is just like, my highlights are kind of my everything. Like, it's just my story. That's my life. So, story of my life. But I got it back, so I've been lucky, I guess, to have a nice hacker and a nice burglar, but definitely hasn't been the easiest 7 weeks. I mean, I've handled it all. I feel like I'm just like, I've taken so much, and I feel like I can take it. Like, I'm strong, I'm brave, but it's just been crazy. And overall, I'm grateful to be here. I am so grateful for the opportunity to explore this amazing island, meet these amazing people, and it's just part of the story that I'm telling. And it's one hell of a story, and I can't wait to tell everyone back home. I can't wait to tell my kids one day, my grandkids. Like, your grandma was a badass. Like, she dealt with a lot. Like, the story is only going to get more interesting, and I'm happy that I'm here to kind of record my experiences and vlog it. And I look forward to seeing just how life plays out. I just wanted to show you guys that it is not all beach clubs and fun, and you know, it is, but there's also kind of like this darker side. And again, I want to reiterate, it is not Indonesia. It's not a unsafe country by all means. It is a very safe country. It's just bad things happen. There's always one bad apple in the tree, you know? Like, I don't even know if that expression's right, but you get it. Like, wherever you go, there are gonna be bad people. There are gonna be things that happen to you. And, you know, like, life's not perfect and no one's really perfect. So just take everything as a lesson, learn from it, and keep your head above water, basically. So I think this was kind of like a negative video, but I am grateful to be here to share my experience. I'm sitting here, I'm healthy, I'm safe, I'm good. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. I'm going to probably go to bed now, and this next vlog coming up is going to be so cool. And subscribe and like and comment if you like this one. So bye guys.